Top 25 all-time favorite bloopers from space. And without further ado, let's jump right into number 25. This one never gets old. Scuba tanks in space. Very obviously, a scuba tank. Moving on to number 24. Ed White with the Gemini 4 mission from 1965. And did you catch that? He turned his head. Let's see that again. He turned his head, right? That's lost technology right there. We lost that. That must have been with the telemetry data, because we can't do that today with good reason. And that's not claymation. Moving on to number 23. Alright, whoa. What's going on there? That must be a gravity pocket. Gotta be. Has to be a gravity pocket. There's no other way to explain that. Ooh, or is there? Kind of makes you wonder why the ISS is tubular, right? Like, why not have a... What was wrong with the design of the Skylab? You'd think they would have liked that space to move around. They were doing somersaults in there and flipping around. Seems like a superior design to me. Number 22. The good old CGI overlay failure. That's not good. All right, moving on to number 21. We have some astronauts signing some divorce papers. And, oh, be careful. Look around. Was that bad? Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. Definitely bad. Look, he looks forward. He's like, what do we do? Just go. Just poker face, dude. We'll come up with something. It was a pocket of gravity. All right, moving on to number 20. Ooh, did he just drop something? Those pockets of gravity, they're killing him up there. He turns around. Yeah, did anyone see that? Yeah, the camera's in front of you, bro. That's not good. It's not good. I'm sure they'll edit it out, right? They wouldn't let that go through editing. Number 19.
Het is hetzelfde toilet als bij de Russen, maar interessante systemen. Hier achter deze panelen wordt de urine opgevangen. En,
I think he just dropped his spanela. It could have been the opgevangen. I'm sure it'll turn up later, no big deal.
En,
all right, moving on to number 18.
On it and get cleaning my teeth. So I'm going to suck off it, because where else would it go?
And the interesting thing about this video, watch Chris Hadfield here. And this bag of water, I guess they added in post. I guess you've got multiple layers here, right? This is one layer, and the background's another layer, and they added this in. When they speed up, right? This is just augmented reality. That's all it is. But his microphone, when they speed up, the bag doesn't speed up. Watch. Now this is just him brushing fast. But watch when he actually here you go. This is fast forward. See? Now hit rewind and go back and look at the bag. The bag never changes speeds. It's always going at the same speed. So you can see. And they really sell the scene with the watch, right? We'll show at the end. We'll talk about how they do that. Well, I'll show you how they do it.
I got a mouthful of toothpaste stuff. I got a dirty toothbrush.
We don't care, Chris. Honestly, number 17. He missed it. No, what? He caught it. It just morphed right through his hand. Amazing. Moving on to number 16. Satellite dish go boing. Doing. Now there's an explanation for this. I know there's always an explanation, right? So this is perfectly valid. It got hit by a micrometeorite. We see this kind of stuff all the time. Nothing new. Moving on to number 15. And let's check out some of the herky-jerky motions of the limb sped up. That is crazy, right? Like look at these motions. It just turns on a dime and stops, right? All right, moving on to number 14. So let's check out what I can only assume are lightning strikes. All right, look at them. Look at them in the background there. See them? Let's see if they fly. Let's zoom in on them and see what they do. Look at this. Why do the clouds around the lightning strike, why do they move? Right? You can clearly see the clouds that the what's the word for that? I don't know. That the pixels around the clouds are getting pushed around, right? Lightning would just, it wouldn't push something next to it. When you illuminate something, you don't have to push something back. This is like manipulating matter. This is, well, this is obvious CGI, right? I guess they never expected anyone would zoom in on that. I don't know. Number 13. And just playing, and what they always do, they're always playing, right? I've never seen them work. I don't know what work they do. What did that ball just bounce off of nothingness, or do they have a clear screen there? You know, what's going on? Or is it just hitting a green, green background that they're using for the green screen? Let's look at that one last time. Oops, it just bounced off of nothingness. It did. It didn't go into that room. It bounced off of nothingness. Moving on to number 12. Don Pettit, the man who can't say COVID, no matter how hard he tries. Doink! Doink! It's okay. Just get some hand sanitizer later. I hope they've taken care of that problem. There are so many videos of insects in space. All right, moving on to number 11. And another augmented reality failure. I don't know what he thinks he's putting on the shelf, but it's not that hat. So whether his contacts, if they were that far along at the time, or the screen he's looking at in the foreground, whether that just glitched out and he didn't know what to do. He's obviously handing something off, but there's nothing there. Moving on to number 10. All right, got this little android in space floating around. Doink! What? What just, everything, zero gravity, gravity. What? That makes no sense. There is no logical explanation for this, because that ball is clearly in anti-gravity, and then there's gravity. Anti-gravity, gravity. I'm sure there's an explanation, right? Because if there weren't an explanation, it would mean we're being lied to. There's got to be. Number 9. All right, this actornaut has just flew in from the room above, and nothing. What? What is that? What is that? Is that artifacting? It's got to be artifacting, because nothing else makes sense here. It looks like a harness. It's almost acting like how a harness would act, and there's even a bump right there, but that's got to be a natural bump, and that harness has to be it has to be artifacting. It's got to be. All right, coming in at number 8, Chris Hadfield, giving it to us again. I don't know what's going on here, Chris. Maybe you could explain to us, like why you have these little bumps on your back. Can't be a harness though. There's no way. All right, coming in at number 7. And let's look at this actornaut on the right. Let's look at his foot. It'd be his left foot, the far right foot, right? Now, I don't know why my little video bar is not going away. It has been going away and it would mess up this one time. But his foot's invisible, right? You can see through to what should be beneath his sock, but it's on top of his sock. It's got to be artifacting, right? It's the only thing it could be. Moving on to number 6, the classic CGI overlay fail, right? So you even see the green screen in the background, and it's just the foreground objects, right, that are being projected onto the second layer that glitch out. Moving on to number 5. It's an oldie but a goodie. Ooh. Where's he going? The 5th dimension. Dimensional phase shifting, I guess. There's an explanation. I don't know what it is, but there's an explanation. Artifacting. Gotta be artifacting. Number 4. More artifacting. Because there's no other explanation. Moving on to number 3. Oh, did we just swipe in an entire astronaut? How do you... Now go back and watch if you need to, but these flags in the wind, they never lose their continuity, right? They keep... Watch everything in the background, and you'll see that everything is absolutely has absolute continuity, except for him. They just swiped him in. Why would this right here tells you beyond a doubt, without dispute, that they are using layering with CGI, right? Or layering. Well, this would be just green screen, but other videos show you that they're using CGI and augmented reality. Moving on to number 2. And this one never gets old. This is by way of taboo conspiracy. And that is not a model. I'm not a forensics expert, but I've seen more impressive models. You know, I've built more impressive models. And are those supposed to be like solar panels? Like I've never seen, they just look like white cardboard. This is obviously a model, right? If you can't see that, then you're suffering from space credulity. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Just look. This is plastic. This is a plastic model. They didn't even try, right? Look at this. Like, look at the back. It's just like a cutout of tin. I could make this. I can do better. I can do better. No doubt about it. I think that's a Coke can. Moving on. Number 1. This crazy impressive maneuver. This guy's doing 17,500 miles an hour. Just in relationship to Earth. We're like taking out the movements of traveling around the sun at 66,000 miles an hour and traveling through the galaxy at 1.2 million miles an hour. And this guy just pulls back on the yoke and he does a 180 to dock with the ISS. Look at this. This is the only pilot in history that has ever attempted. This is the most dangerous maneuver ever attempted. They're just ripping through the cosmos at 1.5 million miles an hour, and this guy just pulls back on the yoke, and yeah. And this is a bonus, right? I didn't want to make it 26, but yeah, this is we just won't tell anyone. This is number 26. And here we are in the Skylab.
Their mission was welcome news to the Skylab astronauts who had become accustomed to their weightless environment.
Their weightless environment. Did you hear him? This is supposed to be a weightless environment. Weightless, right? Weightless. Now, why are these guys holding it? If they let go, it's supposed to float. Why are they holding it? And why, when they let go, does this guy's arms sink down, right? It doesn't make any sense. Why do his arms sink down? And why do these shake back and forth, right? With all that momentum and inertia, like why does that? Anyway, all right. So as a bonus, I thought I'd throw in some extra video. How do they do it, right? Let's look at how they do it. You know, one of the things, we're obviously, everyone understands how you could just be hanging from wires in front of a background with a camera looking at you head on. But sometimes we don't think that, you know, you don't think to realize they can be doing this from a top-down perspective, right? Look how easy that'd be to do this, right? He's looking down on you. So when you see that, and then this isn't here, and this is full screen, it's like, oh, it just looks like he's floating, right? And he can touch everything in this room, so it all becomes real. But when that is just, you know, a model of their fake station, it's very easy to do. And that's why Chris Hadfield always looks like he's having an aneurysm, right? Like this guy's always got a massive vein on his forehead that's about to blow out. And whenever you see him floating, he's always holding his knees, right? He has to like hold them up to himself because he doesn't have the core strength. And we'll save some time on this. Try to make this video as short as we can. Look how crazy this is. I mean, this is the whole set. This could have been done in like my living room. They just put a little bit of green screen, and people would go to the movies to watch this. This is probably some dude working in India for 75 cents an hour who got paid 35 bucks to make this whole scene. NASA gets $82 million a day. $82 million from the government. All right, that doesn't include sales of merchandise, everyone wearing their NASA hoodies and NASA shoes and all their all the ticket sales they get from people visiting, and just you know, just from taxpayers, $82 million a day. To check out Billie Eilish, such a wholesome young lady. Just a role model for children, really. I hope in the future that they like mandate her videos in schooling. Just to set the example, you know, of what a role model should be. So, zero-G planes, CGI, augmented reality, harnesses from angles you wouldn't normally think about, but this is the best one because this is how they do the watches and the necklaces. Look at that. And you know they're not going to show, this is for a TV show, right? You know they're not going to show their best work, right? Obviously, because it's too, that's why they just, this necklace scene only lasted for a second, right? Just a second, but that's how they do it. And if you pay attention to their necklaces and their watches, you can see them go invisible, and you can see the overlay, like the lines of where it terminates on their wrist shift sometimes. So that's how they do it. That's what sells the scene, is when you add in those little details like the floaty necklace and the floaty watch, and then they're coming at you from a top down so your brain can't put stuff together, right? They're just tricking you. It's just a trick. But I thought I'd save kind of the best for last, right? Like this is a television show. Nobody even knows who this is, right? They didn't save this for a Tom Cruise movie. This isn't an astronaut. This dude's not in space. Again, this is from a television show. And look how convincing this is. If you had told your average NASA fan that this dude was in space, they'd buy it. They wouldn't doubt it for a second. That's how easy it is to fake space. And that's all the video I've got. I'm gonna do another video I'm working on that's gonna be all the techniques they use to fake space. So it'll be more focused on just techniques they use to fake space, and I'll edit it down where it's a relatively short film, so stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Until next time, take care.